This episode, we're on episode 6 of season 14 of Married at First Sight. This episode was crazy. And we're going to be real. We're not even going to talk about the other couples because there's more important matters at hand.
We might mention them, but yeah, it's definitely more important.
We're going to talk about Alyssa. Alyssa is the worst human being that has ever been on this show. She's even worse than Chris from the Atlanta season.
And I can agree to that. I was pushing back, I think, on our first video because I'm like,
she's the worst.
At least she's here, but I feel like she's by far the worst. So like, how you want to start this off?
All right. So my first thing that I wrote in my notes was just hang it up, cut the losses.
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa, you're not committed. She's such a massive manipulator and gaslighter. Is absolutely disgusting. And I see the game that she's playing. It is totally disgusting, and I am furious. And while I understand that this show makes it hard to just quit because there is a contract and each couple is assigned a producer, and if a couple decides not to be on the show, guess what? Those people don't get paid. So I think it was revealed on the season with Chris and Paige. Yeah. Basically, there's they owe like $20,000. Like, they have to actually pay production because they were supposed to follow these people around for 12 hours a day. For 2 months.
Yep.
And so, but this girl needs to leave, and they need to make it up to Chris.
Yeah, and you'll see as we go throughout tonight. Chris is at the stage where he's fed up, but I want to start off how it opened up. And so I have here, Chris started off by saying, first she was giving some sob like story like, I'm here, you know, I didn't give up, you see me. Chris said she wants me to act husbandly. That's the word he used, you know, in that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently it was so bad the experts had to step in, or the show, and like kind of reinforce some sort of activity so they can participate in.
And I was reading the other day that because we noticed that ever since they have all these damn couples, they need to stop with the 5 couples at this point because it's been a disaster. Ever since they've done that, we don't get to see the couples as much, but they actually see the experts, and they actually see the experts more than we do. So it's not like they just disappear.
Yeah. So that was pretty much it. They were playing tennis, and yeah.
I actually have a clip. First of all, it's disgusting. She is fake. She said she was robbed of it. No, you are robbing Chris of an experience. Mm-hmm. Why? Because you were robbed of an experience because you didn't get a Ken doll.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's disgusting, and you are on this show for the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. If you literally you don't go on a show to get married based on how he looks.
And she was like literally, so she was climbing up to that part. She started complaining about
the way he was moving his arms.
She's like, look at his hand gestures.
Exactly.
Like,
and then
really?
I actually have a clip that I'll insert right here where this girl was literally, the producer that she was talking to was doing the same thing as Chris, and she wasn't saying he was doing it aggressively. It's like she is so manipulative, and her whole life she's been crying her little tears that people just give in to her.
And even her family said
yes, and we're gonna get into that she basically is trying to find things to make him look bad, and because she knows she looks horrible, and like she's just pointing out some dumb stuff that doesn't even make sense, and it's so disgusting. She hasn't even tried to get to know this man. She hasn't treated him like a human being. Mm-hmm. She hasn't. It's absolutely disgusting, and I don't honestly. She's supposedly a pet rescuer, and I wouldn't trust her with my dog.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust her evil spirit with my dog.
Yeah, at all, whatsoever. So yeah, so.
And so I was gonna say, oh yeah, and then another issue that came up after that. When she was talking to the producers, this bitch wants to She basically wanted a free vacation. Let's be real. She wanted a free vacation because you knew you did not like that man. And now
Right.
she's trying to get a free apartment. Is she like Christina from New Orleans, another piece of work that was on
Yeah.
this show?
And,
Is she homeless? Like,
and I didn't like when they were at the dinner setting together, and she tried to lie.
You're moving ahead of yourself because
Yeah,
there's some stuff. I know
well,
you're
I need you to hurry up.
No,
hurry up and
because
get
what
your
I was
stuff.
going to say was because she said she wanted to move into the apartment so she could hang out with the girls. I'm sorry, you are on this show to be married. They are on this show to be married. They're not gonna have time to sit up with your ugly, nasty, narcissistic, evil behind because they got their husbands to tend to. So what? You're gonna break up their marriages on account of your miserable, evil, shallow self? Get the F out of here. They better not let her move into that apartment. Let her live in her little cardboard box.
And I think being that you're on that the issue of the apartment, when they were discussing it, she just came out of nowhere and said, "Oh, so you're just gonna kick me out the apartment? Like I can't spend time with my friends?"
No, the producer should absolutely not allow her to move into that apartment. They should absolutely not even give her camera time or anything.
But he said, "You're welcome to come. I didn't kick you out." You know what I mean?
No,
she's basically because he's saying I'm gonna be here, and she's like, "Oh, but I'm not gonna be there." That's him kicking her out, but he's not.
She wants that apartment to herself.
She sure does.
I believe she's homeless and she wants to live. Her shallow self wants to live in a nice apartment building that they're gonna put her in, and she probably has bad credit. Can't get a nice apartment. Let's be real. And the fact that she'll be living there probably would be easier for her to stay in that apartment and continue the contract. Otherwise, she would not be able to stay there. I don't know.
In this moment, she's like bickering. She's actually did it the whole episode.
I'm a good person.
In this moment,
I'm a good person.
I'm so mad. You don't talk to a woman like that. He disrespected me. He's disrespectful. That's not the way you treat someone. I am so nice. I'm nice to everybody. And she just kept like trying to paint this narrative that we, the audience, we can see everything at home. Like we're literally taking notes and you're trying to like tell us because she's worried about her image as well.
Because she's a fake human being.
Yeah.
She's a fake human being. And the same way I said as a person who's a dog owner that I do not trust her. I would not trust her with my dog. I would not want that evil spirit around my dog. Is the same way. That's what she wants. She wants to look like, oh, I rescue dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But in the reality, she's an evil person, and she has to convince herself that she's not.
Yep. That's
why she's thinking maybe she says I'm a good person enough, she'll become one. But she's a nasty, vile, fake person, and for too long, she's gone away with it. And they say that fame and television highlight who you really are. Let's be real. And also the thing is that she was just straight up lying, saying she was sick of being the person, the bigger person and taking the high road.
That's what I'm saying. In that moment,
she was not. Everything she was trying to, like you said, create a narrative of everything Chris was doing and saying she was the one that was doing it. And that's a lie.
Absolutely. She literally was the one being disrespectful, you know?
And then, this is what I was going to say. Her mom said she flies off the handle and cries all the time. The most disgusting part about her is that her whole family said this, right? And Chris knew this. Chris never judged her on that. 3 of Chris's friends, not his mom, not his dad, just not a bunch of people, just 3 of his friends said that he's a teacher, meaning like he likes to teach people, and sometimes it can come off as condescending, but it's not. He just really likes to educate people, right? And she took that because she's looking for any little thing
to justify her behavior.
Because she knows she's shallow and she thinks she's a good person. So how could you be a good person if you're being mean to someone off of looks,
anything
right?
Anything to justify her actions.
And Chris, time and time again, he said, even if you give me 1%, I'm all in.
Yep.
He is such a good guy. Like, really. And the experts are so evil for this. They knew he was a good guy, and they really wanted to match him because he was a good guy.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. He needs a second chance.
And I thought also in that scene, I said to myself, why is it that no one in her whole last season we talked about how no one held Chris accountable,
Two
but
seasons ago.
I can tell Alyssa, she was the child in the store that was like, no, I want this, and literally got her way her whole life because her parents, everyone literally said she's a crybaby, and you can see it on TV. She throws tantrums. She tries to get her way.
And they probably couldn't take her. They probably couldn't discipline her right. They probably just to shut her up, let her do whatever. And then she said what she was saying, she's not dramatic. Wait. She said she's not being dramatic. You are more than dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you deserve an Oscar for your tears. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget to mention how the producers told her they were trying to get her back, and what they say to her. They said this is married at first sight.
Oh yeah, not single at first because she wants.
Not single
She
at
thinks
all.
she's on the real world.
Exactly.
This homegirl thinks she's on the real world.
She wants to play with her friends.
Like, they're there to be married. They're not there to hang out with you.
Exactly.
And I know she comes from all her friends. None of them are in relationships. She was the only one that was in a long-term relationship, and that was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So she comes from women. She comes from just hanging with the girls. She doesn't understand commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying this every review, and I said that was a red flag because she doesn't even have one friend that's committed. That's a red flag. And because that means she doesn't have peers that are talking sense to her.
Which is showing on the show.
Yeah.
Brings us back to no one holds her accountable.
Yep. And then so then they all they're at this dinner, and man, so the realest people on this show is Mark the Shock and Lindsay and Olajuwon. This is why I think I said this last review. The craziest people are always the most honest, and that's why they are crazy, because they're not about saving face. They're about telling the truth, and sometimes people cannot handle the truth.
Nope.
And Lindsay was Lindsay was very well behaved.
I ain't gonna lie, those facial expressions.
But honestly, I needed Lindsay to act like Lindsay in this situation for all of us that were watching.
She was pretending like, whenever they asked what was wrong or anything, she's like, yeah, I'm sure, we're both frustrated. Exactly. And that setting, now is we're both frustrated. Exactly. But when it was y'all two, leave me alone, get away from me. Exactly. I don't want him next to me. But now, and when the group is like, we see you, we are watching you, we're watching your behavior, we see your actions. So why are you trying to put on this front like this is not you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is, Katina looked like she wanted to laugh. Like, the people she wants to hang out with, Katina and Jasmina, first of all, Jasmina and Noy got on my damn nerves because, this is not the time. And now I hope that all of them that were...
I was about to say,
I hope when they're watching... I hope when they're watching home and they feel like crap. Forever taking that
We'll see
side.
During the reunion.
Yeah, because I can't wait for the reunion.
Olajuwon and Lindsay, they see clearly through this woman.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but Noy and Jasmina, I feel like are the
naive.
Ones are like, oh, it's okay, baby. Oh, don't cry. Leave her alone. Respect her feelings, which is true. But
I can't wait for the reunion.
So also while they're at the table, having this conversation. They literally had a conversation about the rooms, right? She literally said, "Oh, we didn't speak on that yet. What's basically gonna happen is I'm gonna take the room for 1 month, and he can take it for 1 month."
You know why? Because she's manipulative. You know why she did that? So that way she can go back and say, "No, you saw that we had this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
This girl is disgusting, and she needs to be out of the show like today." And but like I said, that was not the time for Lindsay to behave. I needed Lindsay to fight her for all of us.
Yeah.
And I told you guys, watch out for Olajuwon. Olajuwon. Sorry, I told you guys, watch out. Like, he may be like crazy on the outside, but that man, and like I said, he's maybe the male version of Lindsay, where he's very real. And what he said, I love what he said. He said that if you listen to what Chris said, like, this man really showed love. And he was saying that Alyssa was listening with her eyes instead of hearing him.
Yeah. So now they both sort of they left the group setting and they're together talking again, and I'm loving this new Chris. Chris is throwing down, like,
And I need Chris
saying the stuff that I needed him to say from the beginning. Like, put your foot down, Chris. Put your foot down.
Because you know what, and like, honestly, and then she was like, wait, she was. I'm sorry. It's just I'm like lost for words because I cannot believe this girl. But she was like, I could have left yesterday. No, you wanted all your days in Puerto Rico. You didn't want to go to cold Boston.
And I like how Chris was calling her out. Like, you're not here for the real reasons,
Exactly.
You're
Because
here
she's not.
Yeah, he said you're here to be friends with everybody.
I went through this process like everybody else. Well, you know what? You can get kicked to the curb because this is unfair to Chris, and I really hope the producers of this show, the Kinetic Content, who is the production company for this show, does something for Chris. Does a second chance. Years back, like 6 years ago, maybe longer than that, Married at First Sight did have a second chance series. I hope they bring that back for Chris.
Probably no one watched it like that.
Yeah, it wasn't as popular. The show wasn't as
it would be popular now.
Yeah, they need to do that. They need to. I really feel bad for Chris, and it's just disgusting. And I feel like I was gonna say something else. Yeah, so I'm just really. Oh, it's unfair to Chris. It's unfair to the other couples because guess what? Now we can properly review the other couples because it's like the Chris and Paige season.
Yeah.
But at least with the Chris and Paige season, it didn't take over like this. Where this now she's actually getting in the way of the other couples' marriages because instead of them focusing on their spouse, they have to focus all the drama. They have to focus on all their drama. She's getting all the TV time when they're all together and they're talking about their marriages and maybe learning things from the other spouses, like, oh, this can work, or getting advice about their spouse. They gotta listen and be therapists to Alyssa and Chris, and it's so unfair. And so this girl needs to leave the situation. I understand people want to watch drama, but in this situation,
I want to see drama.
And honestly, and Alyssa's the type I feel like she would hurt herself because the internet is tearing her apart. We're tearing her apart, and it's well deserved.
And she knew it was coming.
Yeah,
she literally knew it was coming.
She knew it was. Well, I read on Reddit that her mom on Facebook, because I try to get all the tea. I try to her mom was like, she can't even watch these episodes.
Oh, wow.
Because you know why? You know your daughter is a spoiled brat, and you know your daughter's evil. She said she's scared to. She said the show. On Reddit, it was saying that her mom said that the show is about to come out, but she doesn't even want to. She's scared to look at the episode. She's scared to watch the episodes because you know your daughter is a monster. You know your daughter is a maniac. That's the real reason.
Yep. And it doesn't surprise her mom at all.
It doesn't. Her whole family said it. But anyway, that's it. That's our review.
Yeah, we can briefly just fly through the other couples.
Not even. We can talk about it. We can talk about it next week.
Well, Elijah Wan and Katina, they had a little horse incident.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Nothing was compared to these couples. To
Michael's being disrespectful. Still, she brought up again, and Annoying Steve is being annoying Steve. You're right. They didn't really focus on
They didn't focus. They probably, each couple, besides Chris and Alyssa, and Chris and Alyssa's not a couple. Probably had like 3 minutes, 4 minutes each.
Yep.
But anyway, guys, until next time.
Thank you. Please like,
comment,
share,
subscribe.
Watch our video last week. Please start watching us again.
That one was a funny one.
Yeah, it was a funny one.
All right, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, bye.